Reese is in the news once again. Like you can't get past it. It's either gonna be Angel Reese, Diddy, or Kanye West,
or Caitlin Clark.
Or Caitlin Clark. They're doing something every week. Either you're gonna love it, or you're gonna hate it. But it looks like Angel Reese reveals that her rent is her rent is $8K a month, and that's basically her whole WNBA salary, which is $704K a month. And so basically said she can't even cover her own bills with this. She living beyond her means.
She was joking. That was sad.
Nah, she said
because her WNBA check is her smallest check.
Mm-hmm.
She's making more off of her shoe sponsor with Reebok, her podcast on YouTube, and a bunch of her other sponsorships that probably her WNBA check is the smallest check she's getting. She was like, man, if I literally just only made my WNBA check, shoot, she was like, I wouldn't even be able to afford my apartment. Because you think about it, she had the NIL deal, which she was already making like between $1 and $2 million. I think it was like 1.4 or 5 in an NIL deal. And when you go pro, those just convert into like regular sponsorship deals.
True. I mean,
and she got even more. You know that.
Stop capping for her co-host. She said what she said. She said she couldn't even buy a sandwich for $8K.
Hey, we could take her to Costco
for $74K a month. They can't even afford her a sandwich.
We'll take her to Costco or Sam's Club. We'll get you the cheap pizza and the cheap footlongs.
Hey, Costco pizza is fire. You're nasty. But play the video. We got the video right now. Angel Reese saying how she ain't making enough money. Somebody need to save her.
Hand pays them bills, baby. I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Literally, I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at. I'm gonna do the math real quick.
It might cover that. Yeah,
it
definitely covers that.
What is my? I don't even know my salary. 74. Okay. I don't even know my salary. Does it? Let me see. You don't even. Yo, I'm living beyond my means. It's like. No, my rent is more than that. It's 8,000. I'm living beyond my means, like y'all think, babe. If y'all thought, it's like I don't even know my salary for WNBA. A thing. Did I even pay my car note?
Yeah, I think I paid your car note.
Yeah, I ain't doing it. That thing. Oh, when is that other hot tea coming out?
But that's sad because that really shows you like. Obviously, you're fortunate to be income, but think about how many people don't and have to actually live off that.
I know.
That's really sad.
I wouldn't even be able to get a sandwich if I wanted to.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't be able to eat. I would only be able to live.
Exactly. I knew it was
like,
in the exact context I was talking about.
New York, like, that's crazy. And you make the same amount of money if you live in New York, California, which are the most expensive states.
I know.
Versus if you live in
like imagine
Minnesota.
Where, like Cam and Ricky and
yeah.
Live.
Yeah, and their tax rate is so much higher.
And I want to live somewhere safe, so.
So crazy.
Do you have one career dream?
For basketball, to win a WNBA championship. For off the court, I want to own. I'm 6'3", and I think it's really hard. It was hard for me growing up, finding clothes, even self-esteem, like just being the tallest in the classroom. My grandma always told me you were going to stand out for a reason. I just want women to just be empowered because we always get less. We never get the full potential of everything. We always get told no, and I just want like my modeling agency just to be exemplified about you don't get told no. Like you're going to get the yeses. You're going to get more yeses than nos, and just being able to know that. So I'm excited for that. I know that's going to come soon.
What does owning a team
look like for me? So I already have part ownership of a team, of a soccer team. So yeah, I've already have that, but I want to own a basketball team. Just being able to grow the sport. There are so many women that I play with in my whole career that deserve a spot in this league because women do deserve it. Like facilities like this, every woman should be able to step in and be able to go into a locker room and be able to have a safe space or go into a gym at 3:00 in the morning where they want to do that. So I want to be able to just invest.
So basically counting it up, that's $96K a year. That's how much she's spending on rent. So I mean, she is telling the truth. $74K that she's making up WNBA. $96K a year. That's how much she be paying on rent.
And she's living in Chicago. She's probably living downtown. That's
yeah,
probably why she's paying that much.
Exactly.
It's
like
expensive.
Like you said, she has her endorsement. She has the Reebok endorsement. She has the Beat by Dre endorsement. She has the podcast. She has the Reese's chocolate.
She got them Reese's Pieces.
Horrible.
But I don't think that she stood out because she was tall. I think she said she stood out because she was tall.
What you think it was before?
I think she stood out because she looks like Sid. For my sake.
I mean, a lot of people say every time I see her post, everybody, you guaranteed to see at least 3 Sid posts.
The gifts.
The three city gifts. It's never.
It's just jokes though. No, everyone knows she looks good, but it's just funny.
It's just funny, but what's not?
When some girls got their eyes just a hair a little bit wide apart, or some girls got the T-Mac eyes. You know how that goes.
Horrible, but I mean, it is bad how like the WNBA players do once the season's over with, they got to go overseas to like Russia to play basketball. So they have to do things like get a whole bunch of endorsement deals or find.
That's how Brittany Griner got caught up.
And that's why a lot of people. That's why a lot of them aren't trying to go overseas anymore because they don't want to end up in that situation. You don't want nobody to end up in jail for so long until.
You don't want to be the Russian probe.
Fact. Definitely don't want to be.
That is terrible.
Definitely don't want to be that. And also, basically, what she's doing is since she's not going overseas, she's going to be in a 3-on-3 basketball league in Florida. That she's going to be doing what she said within like.
I signed us up, co-host. We're playing her game 1.
Exactly.
You, and Real Good _ Doty versus Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark. No, he can't.
Horrible. And then she said she's gonna be making at least 6 figures.
Our team is not going far if you're the second best player.
Horrible. They said we're going to the chip. They said she's making at least 6 figures in 3 months. While she's doing this whole 3-on-3 thing, so that's great. But I mean, with the whole new deal coming up with the whole WNBA, the CBA that should be coming up in 2026. So hopefully that would up the pay rate, so a lot of these girls don't got to go overseas to play basketball, or they can afford their rent. That's $8K a month, even though. But you know what's funny? You hear her talk about, she can't pay $8K a month, but you hear other people with their rookie deals. Like Gilbert Arenas talks about how he was broke, how like he was basically living in a hotel, and like other NBA players had to give him money. Or like Chad Johnson, when he was a rookie coming in, he didn't even buy a place; he lived in a facility.
That's people that just like blew money like crazy though. That's people that just got their first pro check and had no control. Or their first pro contract, you get like $1 million signing bonus, and they run through that money in a month and a half.
But I mean, every rookie NBA player has that same like that.
A lot of them do.
That same NBA store had like,
when you're like, I got a $2 million signing bonus. I was a lottery pick, and you're like, $2 million. Man, I've never had more than like whatever amount in my account, like
$1,000.
Yeah, I've never had more than $1,000 in my account. Like, what am I gonna do with $2 million? And then they're not thinking about money at all. Just everything's a yes. And then they're like, oh crap! In like a month and a half, I've spent $800,000, or like, dang, I got bills due for another few months, and I only got $200,000 left, and my bills for the next few months are gonna be $280,000. Like, oh God, I gotta get a loan from the bank or a loan from another one of the athletes.
But that's the good part about being all these other rich athletes.
Yeah.
They gotta have it. But
that's why you gotta get a good vet. If you're a rookie coming in and you be splurging, you got to get you a good vet that's got a huge contract. That's maybe his second or third huge contract. And you're like, vet, I need help. Help me.
Exactly.
That's what Nick Young did.
That's what exactly. He told you another one. Nick Young did that. But they're saying like with the WNBA, the most money that the WNBA players are making is basically $250,000, and that's Jackie Young. And then below,
A year?
Yeah, basically a year.
Okay.
She's making that, but then at the same time, in the year, on the other side, in the year, Steph Curry's making $51.9 million.
Yeah, but we know like the NBA, CBA, they get these huge TV deals or streaming deals, and the NBA players basically get 50% of the profits, and that's what determines their contract and how much they can get in the salary cap. With the WNBA, it's kind of tough because they're actually operating at a deficit. Even with Caitlin Clark bringing all kinds of eyes to the WNBA. And shameful Caitlin Clark fans that only watched Caitlin's game and didn't watch the rest of the playoffs. Shame on you for only supporting one woman instead of all the women. But you know that even with all that viewership, they lost $40 million. So, I mean, if you get half of the negative 40, so these women actually owe us $20 million. Yeah, that's half of the bill. Mm-hmm. You get half of what you make or half of what you lose. If you wanted real diversity, but no, these women deserve it, but they need the support. More people got to watch and not just be Caitlin Clark only fans. We watched the WNBA finals. We're going to talk about that in just a second. We also watched a bunch of Angel Reese's game and watch her be the new age Dennis Rodman, the women's Dennis Rodman, and kill the rebounding and set all the rebound records. And so
hopefully she develops a jump shot. So
she's working on it. She's getting better. She was making some mid-range and some threes.
So does Ben
Before
Simmons.
They shut her down for the season, The last shot she made was a 3. So you can go ahead and shut that up.
Oh gosh,
Shut it right up.
she's giving me Ben Simmons vibes.
No, she doesn't have a bad back. That's different. And she's not scared of taking jump shots like Ben Simmons crying whenever he's open.